Greetings. My name is Jamara Mota and I'm a VPK teacher in an inner city school. VPK stands for Voluntary Pre-Kindergarten. Prior to this position, I was a paraprofessional for VPK. This is my first year as a lead teacher and I absolutely love it. Although I love working as a pre-kindergarten teacher, my future endeavors will not always be as a teacher, but education will still be my take. For me, education is paramount and continues to grow and expand. This leads us into today's topic. I would like to inform my viewers as well as colleagues of how differentiation and engagement through brain-based learning can be used in a school setting. First off, differentiation is coined as critiquing instruction to meet the individual needs of students. According to the Irish model, differentiated instruction is not a single strategy, but rather a framework of evidence-based strategies that teachers can use to implement. Some of the strategies are class management, assessing for readiness, and grouping. Differentiation relates to brain-based learning in a surplus of ways. How a student's brain develops and learns will inform the teacher of how to pave the lesson. Differentiation is how you instruct your lower, higher, and medium learners. How an instructor scaffolds and creates a classroom environment with meaningful teaching is vital. I can bring differentiated brain-based learning by grouping my students and completing the I do, we do, and you do method for our lessons. For instance, say if we were to go over a calendar, I would say today is April 26, 2022. Then we would do it. So as a class, everyone would say, today is April 26, 2022. And then I will allow them to do it. And this is how I will construct all of the lessons. From the book Brain-Based Learning, brain-based learning is more effective with the implementation of physical activity. That means movement. I can achieve this in the classroom by assigning jobs as well as brain breaks. I love brain breaks. You can do the floor is lava. You have many brain breaks with Jack Hartman and Sean Brown. This gives a quick breather and release for the students as well as aid in self-regulation. All of the strategies listed also aids in student engagement. Student engagement is basically the attention and active participation of the students within the lessons of the class. The students must be intrigued. Student engagement related to brain-based learning in my setting by having the students to be actively involved in their own learning. This is how I bring about student engagement. The students must be intrigued by what they are doing and actually want to do it. I mean, come on. I understand that we as instructors, we have our classroom management and we want the children to do what it is that we require for them to do. However, we have to put ourselves in their shoes. If you don't want to sit down for an hour instruction, depending on the age of your students, they're not going to want to sit down for 15 minutes. So movement is honestly vital so that the lesson can be fun. And when you allow for movement, this will allow for the children to actually want to be engaged. This aids in keeping the children focused, which makes learning much more easier. Two specific ways one can bring engagement through brain-based learning into their classroom is by breaking the learning into chunks. You want to break up the lessons and have visual elements within the lessons. I like to bring realia into my classroom. This allows for them to see, taste, touch, hear during the lessons, which also allows for them to memorize what we are learning so that it can go into their long-term memory. Which part of the brain that is responsible for that is the hippocampus. Thank you. I hope that you enjoyed my video.